Welcome back, everybody. Uh, you know, usually I try to get into these videos and be happy or try to kind of just break down the content, right? And um, yeah, I mean, I can't sit here and say that I didn't expect this. The Philadelphia Flyers are the first team to lose to the San Jose Sharks. The team who was winless, the team who gave up 20 goals in their past two games, the team that had a negative 43 goal differential. And yeah, I mean, it really doesn't shock me. This team, they do this all the time. This is what the Flyers love doing for some reason. They love to play down to their opponent. They've done this for years. And it doesn't shock me. I'll actually get into the game stuff in a minute. I'm not going to try to, drone on about this for too long, but again, it's just those type of losses that are the most frustrating as a fan. Like, the more you watch, the more you get invested, and like, they need more. They need, like, I've never seen a team just continuously shoot themselves in the foot just about every time they play. Like, the Flyers consistently have done that this season. They've had multiple games where they haven't scored on the power play. They've lost a bunch of key faceoffs. They've done all these little things, turnovers, all this stuff. Every game they've played in has basically been winnable outside of the Ottawa game, but they've shot themselves in the foot just about everyone. Just about everyone, and that's why they have a 5-7-1 record, and they could have actually had a couple more wins. They've left a lot of points on the table. That's been the biggest thing. No Morgan Frost for this one as Coots comes back in. Konechny, Couturier, Tippett, Atkinson, Lawton, Forrester, Farabee, Cates, Brink, Delorier, Paling, and Hathaway, York and Sanheim, Zamola and Walker, Belpedio and Sealer, and Urson was in net. Too many turnovers early. I don't understand why you're starting the game with your fourth line out there against the worst team in the NHL. It's another head-scratching move by Tortorella that I just don't understand. Like, you're going to put the fourth line out there to create some big energy shift against the team that doesn't score goals. They're terrible. Like, why wouldn't you put your first line out there to try to get something going offensively early? It makes absolutely no sense to me. None. Like, you get shut out last game, and you're going to start this game against the worst team in the NHL with your fourth line, who gets hemmed in their own zone, and then the first line comes on, and the Sharks have all that momentum from that shift, and they score and they make it 1-0. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and say that the first line couldn't have defended that goal from Declare better, because they probably could have. But, like, come on. I mean, it's a 2-on-1. It's just, it's so dumb, man. I don't understand some of the things that Tortorella does. I mean, he sits Frost again. For what? What is the reasoning to sit Frost again? Like, again, I'm not trying to beat that drum all the time, but it just makes no sense to me. And again, the Flyers, for some reason, they have to do this, and they did so sloppy throughout the first two periods. They get a fight. They had shots. I don't really think any of them are really high quality. They had chances certainly to score in this game, and they woke up in the third period. But again, it's just one of those things where face-offs, power play, it continues to kill you and just completely ruin your chances of actually doing anything and winning in games. I don't understand the units. In the first period, the Flyers get a couple of power plays here, and they have Cates in the bumper, and like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Again, you have good puck movement. Everything is perimeter passing, though. They do not have a presence in the bumper. I said this last video. It's been a recurring theme, like, throughout the season here. Like, they do not have a presence in that bumper where they can get a guy like a Hartnell, like a Shen. Even Couturier could do it. I mean, Konechny doesn't even play not Konechny. Couturier doesn't even play the first unit power play, and neither does Joel Farabee. Like, what are we doing? Why is Noah Cates on the first unit power play? And this is not a knock at Cates, but you have Coots and you have Farabee sitting on the bench. They're more offensively skilled than, like, I just don't understand. Like, you need goals. Your power play has done nothing for you since the Minnesota game. Like, what are we doing here? Like, oh my God, I just don't understand. Like, what is the point of putting these units together and then you're expecting goals from a power play unit when you change the unit up every game? The lines and the power play unit is different every game. Like, no matter what, you scored one goal in. I mean, they've barely scored outside of the Buffalo game. If you take that away, I mean, you keep going, you keep going down in the games played. You get shut out. You get 2 goals against Buffalo before that, and you had the rough game against Carolina. It just continued. You had the tough game against the Ducks before that, and now you play them again. Like, it's just a spiraling effect of what this can be, and it's not what you want to see. I mean, were there positives tonight? Yeah, I guess. I mean, Farabee scoring is something that you want to see. I know it was kind of a weird goal and there wasn't really an angle of it, but it's just one of those games where, again, your power play continues to shoot you in the foot and you just, always have these issues. And, they get a couple power plays in the first, they don't do anything. San Jose had a 5-on-3 for about 30 seconds. It was just scramble mode. Farabee drew a high stick, too many men on the Sharks. A lot of penalties in this game overall. And again, like I said, like the Flyers who go 0 for 4 on the power play. There was 37 penalty minutes across both teams tonight. And it's another game where, again, face-offs and key draws where the Flyers would have a lot of offensive zone time and great shifts in the third. But when it came to that next shift or that next big face-off to keep the momentum going, they would lose it. And again, San Jose was going to win at some point. Like the Sharks, and it doesn't really. I know I said earlier the whole, Philadelphia thing, and that's definitely part of it. Like the Flyers have done this for forever, but also at the same time, you literally they blew this game in so many ways. Like I said, from the faceoffs to the power play, etc. But also just the fact that, again, multiple games where you're very low in faceoff percentage, 30.2% for this game. Sharks blocked 17 shots, gave up 39. Like the Sharks have no idea how to close out a game. And that's fine. Like you have multiple chances here and multiple, plays where you're moving the puck, you're making plays, but it's all in the third period. It's all in scramble mode when you need goals. Again, you go into the second period, there was a chance in front from Hurdle. Tippett tried to spring Forrester. It was so sloppy, like just guys all over the place. I don't know why, but they've just been so off the mark. It seems like it felt like last game against LA, like I mentioned, they were just trying to pick corners the whole game. And now in this one, they just couldn't get anything clean. They forced a lot of chances. They created plays off the forecheck in the second period, but it just felt like there was nothing high danger until the third. And that was the problem. And then Eklund would make it 2-0. It was a power play goal. Cates would draw one, and it's 4-on-4, then 4-on-3, and again, Eklund can really shoot it. Not much Erson can do. He made saves too. I mean, it's just it really does frustrate me. Like when you continuously watch the games and stuff, and you have multiple chances to get into a game, and like you throw the same unit out there, and everything's perimeter passing, and you just don't. Not even just score, but you don't really generate anything. Like it really doesn't shock me that they lost this game. It really doesn't. With the way that they started and the way that they played, they deserve to lose it. I mean, it's just continuous of the same things that continue to haunt them. I don't understand it. It's like you keep putting the same power play unit out there and expecting them to score. And if you're making changes, none of them are really any to the benefit. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything with the power play if you A, continuously change it, and B, you keep taking offensive skilled guys out of the lineup all the time. Like, Frost is one of their most creative guys and could help the power play, and they still don't play him. Like, and again, I'm not trying to beat the Frost drum all the time, but my God, I just do not understand some of the personnel decisions that they make. And again, it's just those things. I mean, Farabee does get on the board. I wanted to see that line at least parts of that line kind of get some goals and get some chances. But I mean, Forrester had chances in this game. Tippett had a few where, again, he just feels like everything Tippett is doing right now, the shot's getting blocked. Konechny, he was stirring it up for most of the night. Lawton, I thought, he had a solid game as well. And it's so frustrating. I mean, now you go, you're losing 3 of your last 4. And now, you're kind of just going into this and you're just like, it's just so frustrating, man. It really is. I mean, to be that team too, where you're just going to be a meme for a week now because you lost to the Sharks. So again, you got Anaheim coming up. You got the Kings. You can get a watch party this weekend for the Kings game. Hopefully it's a better effort than tonight and Saturday against LA. Thanks everybody again for all the support as always. Again, just a lot of blown coverages and stuff tonight as well. Thanks everybody again for all the support as always. And I will talk to you all again soon.